Ladies and gentlemen, matter of fact, not you gentlemen, only the ladies. I am here with none other than the Demoness on the Demoness show. Demoness, how are you?
We are okay, hello, mortals. How have you all been? We're back again to terrorise you. We have been good, my sweet. How have you been? Are you still terrorising people?
No, I'm retired. I have to now tell people that's allegedly.
Ah, I don't. I terrorise for the fun of it.
So, listen, I know I'm excited with this list. I had to make sure I put it in front of me because I was like, this list is crazy of the females that are here. And I'm going to save my favorites for last because you started off hot when we were talking before this. So you said Scarlett Bordeaux, you know, Nia Jax, you know, Ember Moon. I don't know if you know Ember Moon.
I think we've heard of her.
Okay.
Not much know about her, but I think I know a little about her.
Yeah, Eva Marie, she was like the all red everything or something like that. She's a real pretty girl. And now the cream of the crop to me in this list is going to be Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah. What? You know,
then,
I have one thing to say on her. She needs to go back to Impact. She needs to go back there.
Hold up. And then we also have Mia Yim, aka Jade, who's now a free agent as well.
Oh.
So both of these women, I watched Jade's entire Impact career. I was there. I love Jade. I am a Jade fan. We've seen her have unbelievable matches with the likes of Gail Kim, Taryn Terrell. You know, we had the whole dollhouse thing. I think she is amazing. Now, I know that I was talking with my oldest, and he was saying, I think Jade should go to MLW, Taya should go to Impact. And I was like, wait a minute. I have an issue with that because now Taya, another person that I watched the Impact Zone, who I love Taya Valkyrie. I am a Taya fan through and through. Taya Valkyrie came from Lucha Underground, which is now Azteca Underground. And here's where it sounds like I'm being biased, but hear me out because I'm not. Right now, Taya Valkyrie comes to Impact. She's up there with Deonna Purrazzo, Jordana Grace. She's at that level with them where she's one of the top tier women, no question. If she goes to MLW, she is the queen of the featherweight division. There's no one on her level. So you sit back and you're like, I'm a fan, so I don't care where they go. I'm going to support. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way it is. Those two ladies, and then we can go into the other ones. Hold on. My dog wants to make his Demoness podcast debut. There you go. You see?
Oh, he's a very cute hound.
But Taya Valkyrie and Jade, please let them know how you feel, where you would love them.
I was the same as you. I obviously watched Jade through the whole of Impact. I watched Taya through the whole of Impact because Taya did the stuff with Rosemary. That was really quite cool. They did the whole bout of hating each other, destroying each other, to then becoming a team in like before she left Impact. But I always liked her whole queen, every part of her gimmick I loved. She was just like, it was fire and ice, the same kind of, and that's what I loved about her. But she's always been up there. She's a top. Obviously, I was biased because Rosemary, obviously, but it doesn't mean that I didn't think she was badass or anything like that. But yeah, I could see her going to Aztec. I think she'd be really good there. If she went back to Impact, again, that could be cool as well, because that's another stronger force. But I'm happy wherever Taya goes. I've always been a fan of hers. So, but what if she threw us off completely and went? And I know you're not going to like this. Went to AEW. Yeah. But also think about it. Conan's there, and obviously all of LAX or some of LAX are over there. That could be a good match if they did it that way. Just a Demoness suggestion.
The cool part, and I agree with that, because the cool part is I understand the aspect of AEW, the video games, the merchandise, the TV deals. AEW is very appealing, right? And you sit back, you're like, I understand it because it makes sense. Financially, it makes sense for my career-wise. But over there, it just feels like, where does she fit in? Is she going to be the chick that could beat Britt Baker? Is she going to be the one who could beat Riho? Is she going to just be in the middle of the pack? It's just, they're so oversaturated with talent that it's like, what next? Because if they keep signing everybody, they have the same issues as WWE. WWE signs everyone. There's not enough TV time for everybody. There's not enough storylines for everyone. There's not enough, promo work for everyone. With her, if she goes back to Impact, and wherever she goes, I'm cool with. But if she goes back to Impact, I'm like, I could see that easily. It's cool. The cool thing is that Conan works in MLW with Aztec Underground with El Jefe, and Conan's new group, LAX 5150, is in MLW as well. So I'm like, Conan, please get on the phone and say, look, La Güera Loca, we need you here. I need you to take over and be the face of the women's division. That's all I want. I just want him to make that phone call. But if she goes back to, I want Impact or MLW, vice versa, don't matter. Because I feel that she's so talented. I want her to get that time on TV.
I want Jade. I don't know, Jade. Now we get to Jade, and that was another fire and ice kind of combo. Her and Rosemary tore it up many times in cages and stuff like that. And they did take it to a whole new level, which we respected and loved constant. I think if she went back to Impact again, same principle, where would she fit into that? You know what I mean? Like, she'd probably be better at MLW or wherever. But yeah, I want to see her back. All I know is I want to see her on my TV. That's all I care about. If she's on my TV, the Demoness is one happy demon.
Oh, and it's so cool that you said about her and Rosemary, because I remember talking with, I think it was James Storm one night, and it was the last night of the tapings. Back then there were like 4 or 5 days of tapings. And I was like, yo, big bro, I'm going to tell you now, their match was the best match of all the tapings. Like that, I think it was the first, it was either the first or the second match that they had versus each other. And I was like, yo, and he was like, they tore the roof down. Like, those girls took it to another level. And to me, it was when I sat back and I was like, whoa, like, you know how talented Rosemary was. You know how talented Jade was. It wasn't a secret. But when they put that thing on for a show, that's what they did. They put a show on for everybody. You were like, oh, my God. And then Rosemary got injured, and then Jade went into NXT. I would love to see that one more time. I maybe because I just want to dig back into the well one more time at least. But I would love it. If not, I agree with you. If she goes to MLW, she becomes the face of the women's division because she's a notch ahead of them all. So you sit back and you're like, she has so many options. And I also don't want to see her in AEW either. And it's no hate for AEW, but they have enough. They have everyone. You know what I mean? So, like, and then you sit back and you're like, there's so many amazing opportunities for her to really excel, and Ty as well, where you're like, whoa, if we have not got, or from what I know, Taya versus Deonna Purrazzo, we haven't got Jade versus her from what I know. If they did it somewhere else, I don't know about it.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've had a Taya versus Jordana Grace either. And listen, Taya's not a little girl. Like, Taya's a thick woman. You know what I mean? Like, she could she could physically handle Jordana Grace's power game and set that off. So I'm like, yo, this could be crazy.
Agreed. That could be more blood and more. Oh wait, no, yeah, Tyre plays with blood too. We've seen it many times. So, and so does Jim. Funny enough, so two of my favourite wrestlers, right there, that can cause more chaos than most. So yeah, that is something I'd love to see again, especially Rosemary and Jade again. That would be sick. I still get chills on the back of my neck every time I think about it. I'm like, dude, no. Or do it again. Well, you know how I feel when it comes to blood. That.
But I guess we could transition into Nia Jax, who I think Nia Jax is such a force that I don't know where she fits in with AEW's kind of thing. I don't know. But once again, I think that Impact and Nia Jax would be such a perfect marriage. Like, it's so weird because I'm an Alexa Bliss fan. I love Alexa Bliss. That's like one of her.
Me too. Oh, wait, I'm Alexa Bliss fan as far as the gimmick went that she was doing, not obviously what she's doing now because she's not doing it, is she? So, but I did love and respect everything she did as far as after the Fiend left, all of that. She took all that on herself and she made an amazing job out of it. Even if the Demoness did have a little problem with the fact that she had a doll and so did the Demoness, but whatever, that's fine. It's all good. But still think Alexa Bliss is one of the most talented people there is. So.
Oh yeah. But the cool thing is, she's like best friends or super close with Nia Jax. So you see them outside the ring acting silly, smiling, dancing, having a good time, and I'm like, we're used to seeing Nia Jax be the bad girl. She's the heel. We see that all the time. But if you give that good attitude, that her dancing around, her just being silly and having fun, she could be a hell of a face as well. You know what I mean? So you're like, damn. And then once again, her size, you're like, who the hell could stop this girl? You know? So I think that Impact has the best women's roster in the game. You know, I'm an MLW guy, but I tell the truth. Impact Wrestling, the women's roster is far above to me everyone else. You add Nia Jax into this fold, and you're like, holy shit. You literally have girls that are flipping around doing crazy shit. You got Rachel Ellering and Jordana Grace, your powerhouse girls. And then you have Raju, who's a monster. You know what I mean? Like, so you have everything there. And I think that if Impact does this right, they could have their awesome Kong if they play her right.
What about if it was Nia Jax versus Havoc? Because that is two mega forces there, right there. Even though Havoc is Decay, on her own, she is a brutal, another one who I love and adore. That's not even a given. Everyone knows that. But her and Nia Jax, that would be an explosion in the ring. There would be so much. You wouldn't know. Yeah, that's my match that I'd love to see is Havoc versus Nia Jax.
Oof. I didn't even see. This is why I love doing these with you, because I had a brain fart. I didn't even put Jessica Havoc into my brain. I was going through and I forgot. When you said Jessica Havoc versus Nia Jax, I mean, whoa, that is like two freight trains just colliding. All right, so I want Nia Jax specifically in Impact just for that reason alone.
Yeah, no, I agree. Just for that reason. So Nia Jax and Havoc can tear that whole building down.
So, one of your people, Scarlett Bordeaux. Wait, maybe not one of your people.
No, she is, as obviously Killer Cross is one of our people, so she is technically, yes, I guess. No, I think the problem they have with her, they never use her right. No matter where she's been, and I do not mean no disrespect to Impact either. They did use her, but not when I've seen her in other matches outside of Impact, she is mental in the ring, but they never seem to give her that push she needs. And obviously, she comes out with Cross all the time, which is a given. That's our gimmick. So, but I wish they'd let her do more than just be the mini psycho. Like let her get in the ring, bash some heads around, because I know she can do it. So I think they need to use her better. But I think if she went back to Impact, would they do the same again? Would she then be just another smoke show or whatever? Or are they going to actually let her be her and fight? So yeah, I do like Scarlett. I do. I just wish they use her properly.
And that's the thing. I'm glad you said it exactly like that, because I've seen her indie work, and I was blown away because first time I remember seeing her wasn't in Ring of Honor. It was an Impact, and I was like, okay, she's a freaking super hot chick, right? Like, okay, fine, I get that. But like after that first or second time where they want to, promote the sex appeal, you're like, well, this is fucking wrestling. So yeah, she's hot, but what else is it besides she's hot? You know what I mean? Like, and it feels like all these companies get stuck on what your image is. So if you're super sexy, you just got to be the sexy girl. And it's like, well, I know what she can do. Kind of like how I felt in many ways Impact wasted the bunny, Allie. Because you had Allie, she could wrestle with anybody. Cherry Bomb Independent was nuts. So she comes here, and then for months, you just have her acting like she can't wrestle. Then she starts to wrestle, she leaves. She goes to AEW, and you're like, oh, well, what the hell? We didn't even get her to wrestle. You know what I mean? So it's like when you have these people, utilize them to their highest potential. Mm. Scarlett Bordeaux, yeah, she's a beautiful chick, but can I get her to wrestle? So you sit back and you go, all right, is Impact going to do the same thing? Is she just a smoke show? Because then it's just, like you said, it's Killer Kross's side piece. It's the side attraction. It's look at this, but she's with me. You know what I mean? Like, so I would like Killer Kross to go to Azteca Underground because he's a Lucha Underground guy. And I think that she might be able to wrestle more than just be a smoke show with Court Bauer and these guys, because I'm gonna tell you, some of these girls, like there's this group called Sea Stars, beautiful women. They can wrestle, like, and they're not coming out in little ass outfits. And no, these girls come out and they're there to wrestle. You know what I mean? Like, so I if she goes to Impact, please let her wrestle, because the woman can actually wrestle. You know what I mean? Like, she could tear it down if you gave her the opportunity. So I would love to see her with that. Yeah. And then we have Eva Marie, who I'm like, yeah. She literally, and I remember her first run in WWE. She was the worst female wrestler I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, hold on, wait. All right, she's a beautiful chick. Cool, I've established that. Beautiful woman. What does she have to do with wrestling?
Even now, up until recently, because I obviously was watching because of the Alexa Bliss thing and all of that. And she couldn't even make that look any good. Alexa carried her, and so did, and I hate using the other woman. What is her name? Dube? Eva Marie's psychic, or was until she turned on her.
Do drop or something. I know her as Viper or Piper Niven, because she was Viper.
Piper was the better one. Yeah. Why did they give her a name like that?
But it sounds like a shit or a turd.
Yeah, but it was fun watching her smash Eva Marie around the ring. That did make me smile. Yeah. You go to the drop. Or Piper, as I'm calling you, because I really don't like that name they've given her.
No, it's
for a long time as well. Like in indie, like different indie shows and stuff. She's very talented. So why they put her with whatever you want to call Eva Marie, I don't get. That was the weirdest They could have put her as something else. Like, you know, they were trying to find a character to play Alexa Bliss's doll, Lilith. They could have had her. That would have been, or Nikki Cross, any of them. But no, we went with, look, no, I don't like Eva Marie. No.
No, and that's the thing. This is where I keep trying to tell people, I love wrestling for wrestling. If you can't wrestle, I don't want to see you. Because if I want to watch a hot chick, I can just go Sports Illustrated and look at the swimsuit edition. They're all hot chicks. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between being, like, look at somebody like Deonna Purrazzo, who's a very beautiful girl, and she can wrestle with anybody. Nicole Savoy. Like, there are so many beautiful women, Alexa Bliss, that you're like, wow, these girls are absolutely gorgeous, and they will fuck you up. You know what I mean? Like, they will out wrestle some of the dudes, and you're like, why do we have these girls who just can't wrestle because they're hot? Like, Eva Marie is that person. I don't want to see her in Impact or MLW. Please go to AEW because I don't watch AEW, and I would appreciate that.
No, please don't go AEW either. Just go elsewhere. Go somewhere that's go back to WWE. There you go. You go back there. You
do model or something. You know, like. But last on the list is going to be Ember Moon, who I like Ember Moon. I think she's young, talented, has a different look to her. And I was like, where do I want to see Ember Moon? And I was like, damn, I like to see her in Aztec Underground MLW, but I think the veteran leadership in Impact Wrestling can take her to that next level, kind of like how we've seen with Tasha Steelz or Kiara Hogan, who she was very green when she came in, and it looked like through being with such a stacked roster, she kept growing into where she became super talented as well. And I was like, what better place for Ember Moon to really take that next leap than Impact Wrestling, because they have that veteran presence. I think Chelsea Green is now there as well.
Yeah.
So you have her. Yeah, you have her. You have Havoc. You got Rosemary. You got Alicia Edwards.
You've also got Mercedes Martinez now as well.
Mercedes, didn't she just win the? I think she won something in Impact recently, right?
It weren't the Knockouts champion. Well,
no. I think it was a tournament or something they had. Like, the Knockouts knockdown thing, the Knockouts knockdown thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you now, I'm a big fan of Mercedes Martinez, and I would not be mad. Oh, Mickie James is there too. Jesus, look how stacked this is. Like, I forgot Mickie James. I would like to see. I would love to see Mercedes Martinez take Mickie James out.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm heading towards. I was gonna when we get to the Impact thing, but I'm definitely heading that way. Definitely. But it was.
You know what? Talk to me.
As long, right, okay. So they had a match, didn't they? Mickie James and Madison Rayne. We brought out Colette. Yeah, exactly that. Or in my case, more of this, more of that side, really. But she came out with collab, and obviously her and Mickie James tore it up as they do. She lost clearly, which we knew anyway. And obviously, Collab was trying to interfere with the match, all that stuff, and Mickie James slapped him, knocked him out the way like she does, and I was like, "Ha, you suck." And then just literally after Mickie James had won, then Mercedes came out, and basically they had a long conversation. She told her how much she respected Mickie James, and then I think that's what they're leading to, them two having a massive collision. So I can see that coming.
Ooh, I am happy now because I mean, listen, those women can tear it up with anybody. So, I mean, I'm super excited about that. Now, have we heard anything about Deonna Purrazzo defending the AAA belt anytime? Because I haven't heard nothing about it at all.
No, there's been nothing at all. This week's episode, she wasn't even on it. To be fair, because they were doing different things. So it was more based on, like, she had the Mickie James match, and then there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. So the inspirations were hunting down Decay, or they were thinking they were seeing ghosts. And obviously, you know what us demon folk are like. We like to leave messages in mirrors and make you jump and stuff. So Havoc and Rosemary did make them jump. Then they went to go and find help from other ghosties, apparently. So they went and found no other than Kim and Brandy, the undead brides.
The brides, yeah.
Yes, who I didn't know spoke, so I apologise for that. That was a first for me, seeing that yesterday. I was like, "Oh, you
I didn't
speak?"
really speak either.
No, and obviously they refused. They referred to Sue Young as, "Oh, do you want us to talk to our mother for you?" or something like that. It was proper eerie, my kind of stuff. So massive shout out to Brandy and them too, because the Demoness loves all the creepy stuff. But yeah, so they were basically trying to get them two to go against Havoc and Rosemary next week. And they stood there going, "Will you help us?" And these two undead briars just looked at them and was like, "Do you wish to speak to our mother?" in this eerie way. And they both were like, "Is that a yes or a no?" And they just started giggling in our face, like basically evil laughter and everything. I was like, "Girls, I'm in love with you too now. Hell yes." So yeah, shout out to them too. The brides, the undead bridesmaids have a fan in the Demoness, as well as obviously Decay, always Havoc, Rosemary, and
Oh, for
Sue Young,
sure.
all of them. But yes,
That's awesome. See, that makes me. I love the fact when you get people who, like you said, we never seen them talk, and all of a sudden they do something, but it lives up to, don't drop the ball, because Brandy Lauren is a beautiful girl. So you're like, don't do the whole like blonde girl thing, like where you're kind of ditzy. And hearing that she murdered it is like, oh, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, let's go.
thing a lot of people don't realize when you do like the faces and stuff, or in my case, it's to hide underneath and whatever. But a lot of the time, there are a lot of beauty underneath these faces that you see. And I have learnt this with watching, obviously, Decay, all other certain wrestlers that play these characters.
Yeah.
And they're beautiful in reality. They are absolute stunners. So sometimes
Yeah.
I love it because they're hiding that, but they don't. You know what I mean? I love and respect that in a big way.
You know who got me? And I was younger, and because I was a Miss Elizabeth fan. I thought Miss Elizabeth was the hottest thing ever. And I hated Scary Sherry. And I was like, oh, she's ugly. I was a kid. Oh, she's ugly with all that crazy shit. But when you get older and you see her again, or you watch an old match, and you're like, she was gorgeous. You know what I mean? Like, and you see her without the makeup, and you're like, whoa, like, whoa.
Who did get me? And I know you're not a fan of AEW, but I know you've heard Abaddon. She
She's another.
is stunning, absolutely stunning. Rosemary, in reality, as well. She's stunning. Anyone who does, even Sue Young, she is as well. And she's one gorgeous lady. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's like, it's funny because people get stuck behind what they see here. Like
Yes.
they can't see past that. And it's like the one that tricks people is Thunder Rosa, because it's only half. She got the half sugar skull. So people are like, oh, we see that other half, but it's like they're stuck on this, and they only see the paint side. They're not focused here. Holly Dead, Rosemary, Sue Young, the list goes on and on. And you're like, understands that what they put here is for a reason. And it's not just some paint. That shit is telling a story. And how they move and their mannerisms all comes from this. You know what I mean? Like, even I think she has decay on her stomach, right?
Yes.
Rosemary. And it's like all these weird little attributes that you're like, it makes Rosemary Rosemary. If you take all that off, it's not Rosemary. It's Courtney Rush. You know what I mean? It's not Rosemary.
Trust me, I learnt this. I've got an understanding with this since the Demoness was created and whatever else, or when I created her. you do end up kind of getting used to, like you said, little things. Like you'll add little things, not just to your face. Like when I was doing promos, I always made sure my movement was on. I knew what, you know what I mean? I had to, so
Yeah.
I get from our side, obviously I'm no wrestler. I will not say I'm a wrestler. I love it, but I do understand what they go through, like mentally, physically, when you have to. So yeah, I've got an understanding now of that, but never go by this. Go by what's behind the eyes. Don't look into these eyes. Trust me. Paul.
You know, it's funny because, and I'll end it on this. One of the weirdest things I've ever, and I get it a lot, is people always go, "Yo, there's a crazy story in your eyes," and I can smile at people. Like I could always like, and people are like, they'll see something, they be like, "Oh, that's dark," or "There's a lot of pain in it," or whatever. And I'm like, "Yeah, but if you know me,
Yeah.
you don't need to know that. That's for me. But this is me now. I'm a totally different person. What you see in front of you, and it's like what you said though. Be very careful when you look in people's eyes because you might not want to see what you think what you're gonna see. You know what I mean? Like because eyes tell a crazy story, and if you're not prepared for it, it could fucking really freak you out.
I know. We have done this many my eyes have been used in the same context many times. But I also know that, as we know, the Demoness is one of many faces. So you can have me now, or you can have that dark creature that's crawling through your bedroom windows and stuff like that. So it's very...
You know what? Holy shit. Because if you popped up outside my window, I'm running. And I'm not going in the corner like I said the last time because that's the worst thing to do. You know, like, I'm out.
You know, no, don't ever hide in the corners. We can get in your houses. We can get everywhere. Trust me. Been doing, yeah.
You know what? I think we hit everything out the park. Listen, it's easy working with you. You do all the work. I just sit here as your sidekick and we get it done. So,
We do.
for all you ladies out there, because gentlemen, you can watch this. It's cool. But this is about women's wrestling by the best women podcaster in the game, the Demoness. I am just a hellhound sidekick. Ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Deuces.